What's up, Sean?
Hey, how's it going?
You're on mute there, my man. Now you're unmuted for a second. That's good. So welcome back. Last night, kind of one of those days yesterday I wasn't all that thrilled with from the get-go. And then the Reds, the Cubs finally snapped their 10-game losing streak. I joked, right? Get the 3 and you beat the Cubs. Well, if they would have gotten the 3 yesterday, they would have beaten the Cubs. Wouldn't have making a winner out of us because we both run lined them. But then, the funny thing is when those teams that are really struggling finally snap out of a losing streak, they tend to be hot for a little bit. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Cubs win a few games like they are today, and then they'll go right back to that 0-10 team that we can start to fade again. So let's hope that that's the case and we can find something to fade. I've noticed as we're winding down the season, it's getting more and more and more difficult to isolate games that I like because the lines are becoming so far apart.
Yeah, and what's funny is Monday I didn't really like the card at all, and I was 3-0. Yesterday I liked the card, and I was 1-3. I put on the website today that moment when you say you're didn't go 4-0 or 3-1. You jinxed yourself like you called me out yesterday, and then I ended up going 1-3 anyway.
Yeah, I never let you get away with that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
No, nobody ever lets you get away.
Yeah, but I try to reel you when you try to get a little bit out there, man. I try to reel you back in. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, Sean, come home. Come on, Sean, come home. Because you get sometimes, I've learned, and I know you've learned this, and everybody who's ever played, the game of out there trying to play sports picks, everybody's learned that, this stuff, you got to be able to weather the storms because the storms come, man. And when they come, if you don't have proper money management, you can get wiped out. And that's the one thing I feel like that I do really, really well is that I manage my money so that if I go on a bad streak, I tend to be able to rebound. So that's the positive there. Let's get it cracking. We got a few things to cover today. We got the Major League Baseball schedule, a couple games that are going right now. Some MLS Soccer, not a whole lot that I like in either one in baseball or soccer today, but got some interesting plays. And then finally, some PGA golf, the Northern Trust. It's got a lot of the top-rated golfers in the world there, so it should be a really good tournament. I found 5 players that I feel like are great plays where we can get plus lines, not necessarily needing them to win, but anywhere from the top 10 to the top 40. Although I have to say, Sean, maybe it's a better idea to bet them all to win because the last 2 weeks I've had the winner in my selections.
Yeah, at least a couple dollars, on each one to win because
maybe $1, right?
Yeah, either way, you'll make
$2,500 to 1. You get $25 back. I mean, it's not a lot of money, but hell, it certainly goes a long way to making a few more bets on baseball and with NFL coming.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like you said, 2 weeks in a row, so you might as well put a couple dollars on each one to win.
Yeah, well, I don't really bet them to win because golf is, that's like betting roulette, trying to pick the right number. Ooh, hey. And now they add 0, 00, and 000 from what I understand in Las Vegas. So why don't they just make 35 zeros? Not like they don't have enough of an edge.
Yeah, really.
All right, well, let's crack into baseball right now. So that's the first thing up on the list of sports today. Major League Baseball in the first game of of course, my computer screen is blank. That's kind of like a reflection of my brain at times. The New York Yankees are looking to really take it to the Boston Red Sox once again. The Reds do go down twice, Drew. That's because we all agreed yesterday. That is the proverbial kiss of death. Drew, Sean, and Rich all on the run line. And you know how powerful that is? It ended a 10-game losing streak, Drew.
Yeah. And that's the problem with the Reds, too, is they get on a hot streak, but then they just start losing games that they shouldn't. That's what's going to keep them down and not make them go to the postseason. So
could well be. So the Yankees are making a rush right here.
Yeah, and I'm going to make the Yankees an official play here. It seems like they got the edge over the Red Sox right now. You get fair value on the money line. I'm going to take the Yankees here.
So I don't like this game for a couple of reasons. One, Vegas is basically making you pay a premium for both of them. So Vegas doesn't even know which side of this game is going to win. Boston actually has the better pitcher on the mound, and Boston has done all right against left-handers. The Yankees do control the power ranking. The Yankees control the run line differential. But I don't like the pitching matchup because, as I mentioned, the Red Sox have had their fun against lefties, for one. And for 2, I don't like the fact that the Red Sox have the better of the starting pitchers, and that Vegas is telling me to bet both sides of this game, which tells me I don't like it. And then finally, when I look at the betting, about 70% of the tickets are on Boston and 61% of the money. So a little bit of Yankee fishing, if you will, Sean. So once again, you're on the side of Vegas tonight, at least the side Vegas wants to win, maybe not by by choice, but by default.
Yeah, and for some reason that didn't work out yesterday, so hopefully it works out today. I think these teams are going opposite directions, and I know the pitching matchup kind of favors the Red Sox here. Pavetta gets it around too, and with the Yankees lineup being pretty hot right now, like I said, Gallo's really heating up and stuff. I expect the Yankees should be able to take care of Red Sox here.
All right. Next game up on the docket is the 5-inning Morton versus Jesus Luzardo down in Miami. Miami starting pitching starting to wane a little bit. They were one of the dominant home pitching squads. The last couple of games, those numbers have come down and they've slid down the rankings. Right now, the Braves are collecting more than 80% of the tickets and more than 80% of the money. They do control the the Braves do have the power ranking advantage, and they do have a slight deficit. So Miami has done a better job of scoring runs at home than Atlanta has done at home on the road. That relationship kind of flip-flopped on power rankings in the last couple of days. I can't pick either side. I really only have one thing in baseball today I'm even thinking about doing.
Yeah, this price is way too deep to take the Braves, and it's not a good matchup for Miami. So this is a easy pass for me.
So the next squad is Baltimore versus Tampa Bay. So I figured, you know what? I'm going to look because we got minus 325, minus 310. Is there any chance for Baltimore? They check mark no. Okay, fine. So what do I have to get in order to get a plus line? So if you want Tampa Bay and you want a plus line, you got to give up 3 runs. So Tampa has to win by 4 for you to get plus 125. And the funny thing is, on the other side, if you have to give up 2 runs, the most that Vegas will give you with Baltimore is 2 runs and a plus line. After that, it goes negative. So you can't. I can't take a team, minus 4 to get a plus line. I just can't touch this game.
No, this is one of those parlay games. Just throw Tampa Bay on it if you're going to do it. But other than that, you can't do it. And Spencer Watkins, there for a while, Baltimore's upset chances were Spencer Watkins was pitching and he was doing good. Now he's getting hit around. They've caught up to him, so I'd stay away for a little bit.
The next spot, Ohtani versus Skubal, the Angels against Detroit. This is a spot where I was looking to take Detroit. I think it's the home team with a plus line tonight that has the best chance to win. But Ohtani he hasn't pitched much against Detroit, but when he does, and he's just shut them down. So the Detroit squad does have a better power ranking at home. The Detroit squad scores considerably more runs at home than the Angels do on the road. So maybe in due time, maybe after the 6th inning and Ohtani leaves, those factors come into play. But I'm not able to take this spot. And right now you got about 70% of the bets on the Angels and roughly 60% of the money. So I can't. There's nothing in here. Everything tells me take Detroit except for that Ohtani record against Detroit.
So I am making the Angels an official play here. They actually have owned the Tigers so far. They're won 4 out of 5, and the 4 games they've won haven't even been close. So you're getting a big advantage here in the pitching matchup as well. So minus 135, I'm going to take the Angels.
So I can get you on the Angels. We're going shopping. The best line I can get you, Sean, is minus 123. So I just made you 12 cents.
Yeah, I'll take all the loose change I can get.
Yeah, so if LA wins, you owe me a pizza for that one. Milwaukee and St. Louis. I told you that Guy Coburn was a tough spot and that the only team that had a shot to score in the first inning would have been Milwaukee. So, Drew, if you played the first inning, no runs yesterday on that Milwaukee-St. Louis game, you got paid. Today you got another good pitching matchup between Peralta and Flaherty. I think it's another opportunity to maybe go 0 runs in the first inning. I don't like those prop bets because, to me, they're a flip of a coin. I play probabilities, not coin flips. But, Sean, if you think that's a good no hits in the first inning game or not.
Yeah, I think it is. And actually, I think this is a good under spot, too. I'm going to make under 7. I think it will be kind of like yesterday. What was yesterday? 3-0 or something. And I will say about the no runs first inning, Oakland and the White Sox, the one you shook your head at, I got that one too. And I did play that in my personal account. So that worked out. Yeah, I'm going to make this an under 7. I think both pitchers have the advantage here. And, Milwaukee's got that good bullpen too. So there shouldn't be many runs scored in this game at all.
Let me see what the payout on that. What do you have as a number for that? I'll just go with your
under 7 minus 110.
Minus 110. All right. So minus 110 for Sean. I don't play totals. I mean, I think you have to be insane to play totals in baseball. So Sean, fits that role.
You were insane Sunday, and then you ended up losing. That was that.
Yeah. Well, I said sometimes you break the rules to make the rules, right? You understand what they are. Let's see. Texas against Seattle. Here you go. Texas getting a lefty again. You tried that route last night.
It didn't work. So I'm not.
And then you got so you got 2 of your favorite angles here going for you. Number 1, Texas is playing a lefty, so that's a Sean angle. And number 2, Seattle is a favorite. That's another Sean angle. He likes playing against Seattle being a favorite because they're the best They're the best underdog team in baseball. So here's your chance, Sean. Take Texas. You can get plus 140, 150 against the lefty and a favored Seattle squad.
It's creeped up. The problem is, and the reason I won't, is Mike Fultonwich is going, and he's just not been very good. And
What's that name again?
Mike Fultonwich.
One more time?
No, it's okay. Pronunciation is not my thing, but we all know who he is, and he's ERA is over like 6. I can't go Texas strictly because of that. If they had a better starting pitcher, this would have my name all over it. And the fact that I lost with it yesterday, I don't want to back-to-back making the same dumb
You want to
pick.
bite that apple again, huh, Sean?
No.
You don't want to be Cinderella put to sleep for good. Certainly I'm not going to be the prince to come kiss you. That's for damn sure. So, at this game right now, the Mariners are taking in 3/4 of the bets, but only 2/3 of the money. Some of the smart money is absolutely biting on that apple down in Texas the second time around. Second bite sweeter than the first. Oakland and the Chicago White Sox. Boy, when this game was this was the one I'm on, but the line has moved against me from the time. So right now, minus 172 is the best I can get. I might be a rule breaker here. I might not be a rule breaker here. Looking at the money, it's about 45 to 55. The tickets favoring the home squad. The money is about 2/3 on the home squad. Lance Lynn has been one of the best pitchers in Major League Baseball. What a great free agent pickup for the Chicago White Sox. And then Irvin, in the last 4 games, has given up – last 7 games has given up at least 4 runs 4 times. So he's been getting hit. It's going to be a really tight game between these two. They're both evenly matched on offense. They're both evenly matched on defense. It's just that Lynn has dominated the A's, and no more than 2 earned runs in the last 5 starts against the Oakland squad. And that's a lot of those came with Texas when he wasn't really backed up by a great team, and they were scoring a lot of runs, giving up a lot of runs down there in Texas. So here in Chicago might be a little bit different. I don't know that I want to go with the run line. The question for me is, the money line or the run line. The question for me is, do I want to go with, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to make it an official bet, Sean. I'm going to go 25 on the White Sox, laying a 1.5, and I'm picking up $1.12.
I like it. I mean, the White Sox are facing left-handed pitching. They thrive.
They smack that around.
Yeah. Lance Lynn's pitching really well. And honestly, the White Sox have dominated Oakland so far this series. I mean, Oakland hasn't even showed up. So you should be on the right side of this. I'm not making anything official here. But if I were, I would take the White Sox too. I just didn't like giving up the 1.5 and that price of minus 170.
Well, as I mentioned, I only had 1 bet in baseball. That's it. The next game, second to last game of the night, Houston and Kansas City. Boy, that's been a really tough back and forth series right there. Kansas City again at home, getting a plus line of a 162. Sean, and I don't know that they're the home team that can win tonight. I think that honor goes again to Detroit, but the Royals, well, they're getting 16 cents on the dollar from all the bets. Houston's clearly the better squad, but hasn't played like it the first couple of games in Kansas City.
No, and like we said, Houston struggles against these okay teams sometimes. The only thing is Houston does have Greinke and Kansas City has Brady Singer. So I couldn't pull the trigger here, but I definitely wouldn't take Houston, and I definitely wouldn't even put Houston on a parlay or nothing because Kansas City definitely could win this game.
Got their number.
Yeah.
Styles make fights. Kansas City has the style that wins that fight against the Astros.
And Kansas City's another team. They look good for 2 or 3 games, and then they look awful for 2 or 3 games. So right now they're looking good. So
because they got the rubber garbage cans in the bullpen, right? You bang those lids, it don't make no noise. And then Philadelphia, I told you yesterday I wanted to take Philadelphia, but backed off those Phillies because they're not the same team on the road that they are at home. And then, of course, unfortunately, I didn't take the other side of that play. I should have. I would have gotten a nice plus line out of that. But again, tonight, same scenario. Phillies just are not the same squad. After that 8-game winning streak that catapulted them up into first place, they are not playing the same. I guess they're a front runner that doesn't like to be a front runner. Phillies are minus 164 tonight. I mean, I'm hard-pressed to believe that Arizona can beat any team 2 times in a row.
Yeah, but I'm not going to bite this apple twice neither. Just a game I'm going to absolutely stay away from.
Yeah, 80% of the money, 80% of the tickets are on the Philadelphia Phillies. And then finally, the last game of the night, I mean, Pittsburgh and the Dodgers. I mentioned the Dodgers walked through the game 2 nights ago. They walked through the game last night. I mean, I think they'll probably walk through the game and win another 1-run game tonight. I mean, maybe the play here is to take the Pirates and the 1.5 runs because it certainly looks like the Dodgers are just kind of taking this series as a chance to get some time off.
Yeah, and they don't have a listed pitcher neither, so who knows?
Yeah, there's not a run line number either. Do you see one on your account or no?
Minus 130 for the Dodgers, giving up a 1.5. Plus,
how about taking a 1.5?
Plus 110 for the Pirates.
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel comfortable with that with the Pirates, but still, maybe that's the only thing I would even think about in that spot is the Pirates. So that wraps up baseball. The only game for me is the run line for the White Sox, giving up 1.5, getting plus 112. Sean, what about you?
I have the Yankees minus 125 money line against Boston. The Angels minus 123 versus the Tigers, and under 7 in the Brewers Cardinals game. And actually, I put one out earlier. I had Colorado again, and they're up 1 right now.
All right, they're only up 1 now.
Yeah, it's like 5-4.
They were dominating early, right?
Yeah, they were up 3-0, and then they gave that up.
All right, well, let's talk a little bit about PGA Tour, Sean. They're having the Northern Trust Open, as I mentioned. It's one of the great tournaments, got an awesome field. So I've identified 5 golfers, a handful of golfers that we can play this week. And I look through, of course, I do all my calculations in one of my accountant-esque Excel sheets. And then I also look at horses for the course. The horse for the course part, none of that worked out last week for us, but it has worked out 3 out of 4 weeks. So we're back on the tee, so to speak, this week. Number 1, I like Jon Rahm. Here at the top 10, you're getting plus 100. So you're getting an even money on Jon Rahm. He's probably, I think he's got a good shot to be the tournament winner too. I think he might even be the favorite. I don't remember the exact favorite on there. Dustin Johnson is the defending champion. But in this tournament, the last couple of years, Jon Rahm has finished 4th and 6th. So he averages 5th. We could do a top 5 and get a better number, but I don't need to go better than that because I can get a plus line with Jon Rahm in the top 10. As for the top 20, I know we swung and missed last week on Jason Kokrak. If I swing and miss on him, I will never, ever talk to him again. But at this tournament, in the last couple of years, he's finished 13th and 12th. So to get him in the top 20 is a plus 250, which is a nice number, I think, Sean.
Yeah, it's decent.
And like I said, in years past, he's done pretty well here. Harris English is another golfer. Last year, I think he finished 3rd at this tournament or 8th or something along those lines. Let's see. He finished, I don't know. I can't read my own handwriting. So finished 2nd. Wow. So he finished near the top. He didn't play the year before, but he's playing I think golf-wise, he's playing as well as anybody on the planet. Ooh, some might even say it's Tiger Woods-esque, but that would be a little bit of a stretch. But for the top 20 for Harris English, you're getting plus 160. I think the last time he actually played in a tournament, he won it. So I think Harris English in top 20 plus 160 is a nice play. And then I got a couple of top 40s for you. Keegan Bradley is a guy who's played very well at this place as well. To put him in the top 40, you get so he's finished 29th and 6th. So both of those would qualify for a top 40 finish. And to get him in the top 40 pays 160. It's a nice number as well. And then finally, Adam Schneck, my long shot play to finish in the top 40. Mr. Schneck needs to have he'll pay you $350 if he does that. And he's played at this tournament the last 2 years, and he's finished 39th. That would have qualified by the hair of his chinny chin chin. And then, of course, 24th. So those are the 5 plays. Again, Rom in the top 10 at a plus 100. Kokrak and English in the top 20, plus 250, 160 respectively. And then top 40, Keegan Bradley and Schneck, 160, and again, 350 respectively. Let's go, Schneck. Let's go, Kokrak. And the rest of you, do your job, as Belichick would say.
And Rom's plus 800 to win, so he's clearly the favorite. You got Spieth next at plus 1,200, so.
Yeah, Spieth has missed the cut here a couple of times. He's either really good or really bad at this spot. So he might be one that you think about. But if I were going to look on the outside for a guy to win, that's not on my list. I mean, Russell Henley is playing about as well as you can play in the planet right now. But I would say of the guys that I picked that I might think about playing as the winner, like I said, Harris English is playing lights out golf right now. I don't know what he is to win, but that would be one that I would absolutely contemplate.
Which one you got?
Harris English.
Harris English. Plus 4,000. So $10, you get $400 back.
Might be worth thinking about. Maybe I'll put some money on there. Even if you put $1 on it, right? You get 40.
Yeah.
So if your unit is less than 40, that would be a great spend of $1.
I would probably look somewhere in the middle here, third and fourth, Maracaya and Johnson as far as winners, plus 1,600.
But Colin Marikawa has really struggled at this course too. He's missed the cut a couple of times. Dustin Johnson, he's played very well there, but he's the defending champion. I don't like to go back-to-back on players at a certain course because it's really hard to do. You barely get back-to-back champions. So Dustin Johnson could win, probably does win now. I've probably locked it in. But the fact is, I don't like playing a guy I don't like playing a guy who's coming off a win, right? Especially a younger guy. Like, so Abraham Answer has played well here, but the last time he played, he won. So that means he got a big fat check and he went out and did some partying, right? He probably didn't do any golfing, right? Eating and drinking, baby. Whatever else he does in his spare time. Russell Henley won last week. He's playing again this week, so he didn't take that time. But I just don't like guys who have won recently, and then also guys who have won the tournament last time out, because it's very difficult to repeat. All anecdotal, 100%, no math behind it, just from personal observation. Last thing up on the docket tonight, Sean, is the MLS. Usually I try to find a home team that has a plus line that I can back. The answer to that question, unfortunately, tonight is a resounding no. I did not find a home team that I could back that was getting a plus line. There are 2 home teams that I can back that have minor minus plus lines, and I am going to back them, but I'm not going to back them, Sean, to the tune of $30 or $25. I'm going to back them both for 10, and that's Nashville minus 125 and Real Salt Lake at minus 140. Now, $10. Here's the thing, is I have another 10 to spend now, Sean. I'm going to do a 3-team parlay with Nashville minus 125. I'm going to add in Real Salt Lake minus 140. And then I'm going to put a 3rd team on top. The whipped cream and the cherry to this 3-team MLS parlay is Sporting Kansas City. Put the 3 together, and you get plus 380. So essentially, I'm taking all these 3 home teams that have a really good shot to win, and I'm getting about an average of 125, 128, plus 128 on each one of them. So hopefully there's no stupid soccer tie to screw up.
Yeah, I feel like I should just go and play a 3-team parlay for the ties right there on those 3 games.
Well, I don't think they'll all 3 tie. You could
I did that one time.
One time. Maybe what you can do is you can probably do some Dutch betting on if one of them ties, you end up with a profit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that might be another angle to look at. So just to kind of re-wrap up what we did here today, I took the White Sox. Sean, who did you take in baseball again?
I took the Yankees, the Angels, and the under 7 in the Brewers-Cardinals game.
John Rahm, top 10. Kokrak and English, top 20 in golf. Bradley and Schneck, top 40. Sorry, those guys are golf too. And then finally in the MLS, Nashville, minus 125. Real Salt Lake, minus 140. And then the 3-team parlay stack on top of those 2 Sporting Kansas City. All right, Sean. So tomorrow we'll be back. Same stuff. We'll be talking about baseball. There is an NFL game tomorrow, so maybe we'll have a little bit of insight on that. This is the showcase week, so to speak. So hopefully we'll find some lines. Friday, Joe will be joining us again, right?
Yep.
We'll talk some weekend football with Joe, some baseball, and then, of course, make sure you head over to horseracingradar.com. That's our sponsor. They have a lot of great free contests over there, help you build your bankroll. Like I said, the NFL season's coming. Thank you for those of you who did sign up for Moneyline Madmen. We're going to start to really pump out the content there, and we're going to start putting some exclusive things on their website. It might turn out that we only put our golf rankings over there and maybe some specific plays you'll find on the website. It's going to be a great community. MoneylineMadman.com. Go ahead and register. One quick note, the email confirmation so we don't get a bunch of Russian spam bots sometimes ends up in your junk mail. So make sure you check that out. Sean, where can they follow us online besides the brand new, spanking, sparkling website?
Facebook and Twitter, Moneyline Madmen.
All right, Sean. Anything else?
No, that's it. I mean, you can go on there, and as soon as the show's over, I'll post all our picks in case you missed it, and you can either follow or fade us. Follow Rich, fade Sean.
Well, those roles will reverse soon enough. You just have to be in tune to when it might happen. All right, Sean, 23 hours and 30 minutes. I'll see your face again. You're welcome. You get to see me again. All right. Until then, everybody else, as always, good luck with your bets, and may they all be winners.